How you doing, guys, and welcome. It is Kraken here, and we're back today with another 7 days video, and today we're looking at the spear. The spear has been changed. I never liked the spear before because I always used to throw it, miss the target, and then struggle to pick it back up again. But now you don't throw the spear. The spear now has a power attack. So today we're going to look at the spear and everything about it and see, is it any good? We will find out. So let's get cracking. Right, let's get started then. At first glances, the spears all look the same as they did before, but like I just mentioned, we now have a power attack rather than the charge up time and the throwing of the spear and then having to try and pick the thing back up again. This power attack is proper strong and doesn't actually use that much stamina either. There we go. 3 hits and we've killed it, and that's with a level 1 spear, as you can see there. Let's have a quick look at all the different spears as we're going through. So obviously everything goes from tier 1 to tier 6 like they did before. So what kind of damage are we actually doing here on a tier 1? 13.8, 27.6 and a stamina cost of 18.5, which is pretty damn good going actually. That's really low. That's better than a club. And as like all the stone weapons, they slowly get better and better. So if you can get yourself up to a tier 6, 24, same stamina cost and a power attack of 37.9, that's pretty damn strong. Now when you start going to the iron spears and the steel spears, this is where things start to change a little bit, because the fun pimps still have in the game, to much of a lot of us annoyances, is that they can be random. So if we look at this tier 6, we've got 24.1, 37.9, and then you actually look at a tier 1 iron spear and it's not as strong, and it's going to put the stamina cost up to 20.3. so it might not actually be worth moving to the iron spear, because you can put more mods into this one as well, and we'll cover all the mods that can actually be fitted into the spear shortly. But you might not be better changing over until you get up to, say, that like the tier 3 or the tier 4, where you can put 2 mods into these ones here. Is it the same for the steel spear though? Let's have a look. 30.1 and 47.5. Yeah, it's exactly the same with the steel spear as well. So again, probably not up until you're up into these better steel spears. Keep your steel spear parts because you'll need them to make them. We'll also go into that later in the video. It's going to take a bit of work, but look at how much damage this can do. As like before, the spear has the Spear Hunter books. We've got 7 different volumes there, and then when you get all 7, you get the special ability as well. Most of these are pretty much the same, but some of the ones to really take note of is the penetrate multiple targets. Now this one is very interesting. If you do a normal attack, you can penetrate up to 2 zombies, which is going to be very, very useful for a horde knight. But if you do a power attack, the right click, you can penetrate up to 4 zombies. All of the rest of the books do seem like they really buff the spear like they do for all the other different weapons. They degrade slower, they do more damage, increase the attack speed. But the refill one here is really good. So if you get all 7 books, it says kills with spears, refill your stamina. Doesn't actually say whether it has to be a power attack. I think with the baseball bat or with the clubs it has to be a power attack. It just says it kills with a spear, refill your stamina. So we'll have to look into that one. Right, now let's have a quick look at the magazines for the spear, which is called Sharp Sticks. Probably the right kind of name. You need 10 books to be able to craft yourself a tier 5 stone spear. So 10 books for that. Obviously, if you didn't already know, you can't actually craft tier 6 items. They're only an item that you can buy or you can loot. So tier 5s are the best you can do. For the iron spear, you can unlock that from 11 magazines red, and 37 will get you all the way up to a tier 5 iron spear. And last but not least, the steel spear. Now the steel spear you can unlock from 39 magazines red, and it goes all the way up to 75 to get yourself the tier 5 steel spear. But bear in mind, to use the steel spears you are going to need steel spear parts, but this is another very nice change in the game. To craft a tier 5 you only actually need 5 parts, but you are using 50 forged steel, so the amount of parts you need to use has been drastically reduced, but you do need to now add steel to that as well. If you'd like to know any more information about how the magazines work for all the different types of magazines there are, I did do a video on that just a couple of days ago. I'll put a link in the top of the screen right now, and I'll put it down there in the description for you as well, so check out that video after you finish with this one. There's not much more to say about the spear, really. It is extremely OP. I didn't realise how good it was going to be. It's quite difficult to get the accuracy right, but it is so fast that even if you slightly miss or get a glancing blow, you can normally attack before the zombie has resorted himself out ready to give you a smack. So to be honest, I'm really up for this spear. We're about to start a new series, which is going to be starting any day now, and when we do that playthrough, I'm definitely going to be starting with the spear, because early game is probably the best weapon in the game. Right then, just to finish you up, let's look at the mods that the spear can have attached to it. There are 11 different mods, which I've got all there on the screen for you right now. Just note that the first 2 sets of mods that you've got on there, the Rad Remover and the Hunter, you can only have one or the other. And the same with the 2 different grips on there. Obviously the ergonomic grip is really good for stamina, so really out of the 2 you want that one, but you do have a choice of 11 different mods there, which are actually quite easy to get in the game. The Rad Remover is a little bit more difficult, but definitely like the Wood Splitter mod and the Grave Digger mod, things like that are actually quite easy to get in the game. So there you go, that's pretty much everything about the spear. Like I say, I'm going to be playing with it, have a good time with it. Let's see how we get on with it with the new playthrough. If you haven't already, please like the video and make sure you hit that subscribe button, and any other comments, leave them down below. That's all from me. You guys have a cracking day, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Take it easy.